record button. So excited. We're going to have an incredible Take Action Thursday tonight with our special guest. We had Cassandra and Mike's not feeling, so we want feeling the best tonight. So we want to send out lots of love and prayers for him that he's feeling better. And so we got Cassandra. You know, I've known Cassandra now for quite a few years, and I've gotten to hear her speak. I've gotten to hear her train, and she's going to give you guys some great nuggets and great value on tonight's call. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you our amazing Cassandra Masini. Are you there, Cassandra?
Yes. Hi, Judy. And I think we should start every call that way.
Oh, yes, right? Doesn't it keep you, it makes you excited. It kind of gets the nervousness, which I know you're not nervous, but it kind of gets
a little bit.
A little bit.
Yes. And
beautiful tonight. And we're just
you.
Excited to have you on. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. And thank you for everyone for taking time out of your busy days. And I appreciate you coming on to hear what value I have to give to you tonight. So I'm just going to go into our story real quick, just so you know where we kind of started when we got introduced to this opportunity. So Mike and I recently now married, but when we first were introduced to this opportunity, we were engaged. We were living in British Columbia, Canada. Now we live in Florida. But when we first got introduced, we were in a very bad place financially. We were stuck and we couldn't afford our rent. Let's put it that way. And we didn't know what we were going to do. We prayed on it. And a couple of days later, for those of you that know Ricky Durant, a good friend of ours, he called us and just pretty much asked us if we were open to taking a look. And we are so happy that he called and asked, and it's literally not only blessed our lives, our families, people that we've introduced this to, so many people within our team, obviously within the whole company and the community. This opportunity has been a life changer, and it's changed our lives in so many ways, and we love what we do. We do this full time. And so I just wanted to share with you that when we got started, we weren't in a good financial position. We had our backs up against the wall. So for us, it was all or all, like it wasn't nothing. Like our mindset was, there is no other option. We're making this work and this is our vision and we're just running with it. And so before I get into the action steps in this call, I want you to think about what your vision is, you know, on your journey here, you know, and it doesn't have to be to match your income, or if you don't want to stay at home, or if you don't want to make 6 figures, you just want to make an extra couple $100 a month. If you want to take care of your mortgage, or maybe you want to bring your husband home, or maybe you do want to spend more time with your kids, or maybe you want to travel more, whatever that may be, have that drive you to do more in your business, to show up more for your team, or maybe it's to just impact a lot of people and help them do those things in their lives. So whatever that is, I want you to always think about that, because that's what's going to drive you. I can give you all the action steps, everything perfect to build your business, but that is always the driver. Every single day when we wake up, that's what we're thinking about. And of course, setting new goals and things like that. So I do want to talk about, before I get in the action steps, about the timing, because I think this is really, really important with everything going on in the world right now. Still, people are in a bad financial position. People are at home. People have lost their jobs. We have a solution for people. We have something that can help them, just like Ricky had the blessing to help us when we were in a bad position. It's just now more people need what we have. And of course the products too, but as far as an opportunity goes, people are needing an opportunity right now more than ever. And I want you to push yourself and to think about, who are those people? Who do you know that's lost their job? Who do you know that's struggling financially? Because we have something so special here, and something you can offer them hope and essentially a solution for them, for their families. So it's so much more than just a product, and this business has changed our lives and so many others. So I want you to think about that too. that right now people really, really do need an opportunity. And I want to say too, thank God Ricky shared this opportunity with us when we needed it the most, and he had no idea. Thank God he got out of his own way and just shared what he had to offer. He could have said, no, you know what, they're, too good, or they don't need this, or, I'm scared to talk to them, or whatever, or they're going to say no. He didn't. He just said, you know what, I believe in this, and I'm going to share this with them. And obviously the rest is history. You don't need a big elaborate business success story to share the opportunity. I think sometimes people think that they need to have made millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever that may be to share the opportunity. You do not. When we got started, we didn't have a business success story. We were just fired up. We had a vision. We had a phenomenal community of people that we locked arms with, and we knew where we were going. And obviously we had incredible products, company to get us there. But we didn't have that success story yet. We didn't even really have much of a product testimonial other than Mark's. So we just casted a vision of where we were going. You can do the same thing. And by the way, you have so much more than what we started with. Like, it's crazy. So I want you to cast a vision of where you're going. Who do you want along with on your journey? Who do you want to lock arms with? Who do you want to rock with this, or rock this business out together with? Who do you want to do life with? I love that we've locked arms with people that we want to spend time with. We want to go on vacation with. Some of our now best friends we do business with, we do life with. So I want you to think about that too. This is so much more than just a business. We're a family and we do life together. We spend so much time together. So why wouldn't you have your best friend do this with you? Why wouldn't you introduce this to somebody that you look up to and you're like, wow, it would be so amazing to work with this person. I really value them. So I want you to think about that as well. And by the way, if you have literally earned any type of income, signed up one customer since joining, you do have a business story. So more conversations always will win. Asking if people are open. You have to ask if people are open to taking a look at your product or opportunity. Do they drink coffee at all? More exposures. What is an exposure? Sharing a tool. What's a tool? A video, a story. Maybe you're using an ATM group, add tag message, right? A Facebook community group. Sharing more stories, sharing your stories. The daily consistency of doing the things that build your business is what's going to build your business, right? Though that is the key to building your business successfully. So I want to dive into 4 simple rules of inviting, because I think these are really kind of the foundation. And remember a couple things. Number one, we need to be professional storytellers. So know a handful of stories at all times, whether it maybe know, like off the top of your head, 5 really good product stories you absolutely love. Maybe have them on your phone too. 5 business testimonials you absolutely love, maybe a little bit different. But we are professional storytellers, and we need to become professional inviters. And what I mean by that is asking if people are open to taking a look and inviting them to an opportunity Zoom, maybe inviting them to a Facebook community group to tag them on some stories, maybe inviting them to a connect message with your leader, with your upline, for them to share stories, to answer questions, to invite, right? We need to be really good at inviting. So let's talk about the 4 simple rules of inviting. Number 1, you must detach yourself from the outcome. This is so, so important. If you just focus on inviting people, taking a look, pointing to a tool, it's really that simple. It's not overcomplicated than that. Our job is to just simply share with people what we have to offer, which is either the product or the opportunity. It's not more complicated than that. Number 2, be yourself. For some odd reason, sometimes people will start a business, and because there is an income attached to it and they can actually get paid, they become weird, they change, they're all of a sudden this different person. Don't be awkward once you start inviting and working your business. Be yourself. People love you for you. So don't be that weird, different person just because there's a business attached to it. And of course, focus always being on your best self, and I'll get into that as well. Number 3, bring some passion. Enthusiasm is contagious. That is one of the number one things we always talk about, is being excited. And there's lots of different things you can get yourself excited, or maybe some days you're having a low day. Maybe you need to listen to something motivational or some really good music like Judy started this call with, which really got me fired up. So you have a lot to be excited about, but being excited going into a conversation, people will feel that energy. It's so, so important. Smile when you're working your business, even if you're on your phone, on the computer. I don't know what it is, but there is some sort of a vibration where people can feel that positivity. And it's a good habit to get into anyways. And I assure you, the positive emotion will translate to better results. Number 4, one of my favorites, have posture, be bold, be confident, and be strong. Be yourself, but be a bolder self. Be yourself, but be a stronger self. Be yourself, but be a more confident self, at least when you're inviting. And as you practice this, we all know we'll get better. But at least during that time, have the posture, be bold, be confident, and be strong. So let's dive into some action steps. And if you guys don't have your pen and paper ready, typing on your computer, whatever that may be, you're going to want to take notes on here. And I do want to shout out to everybody that did the calls before. Phenomenal job. Like, there were so many golden nuggets. I appreciate everybody that has shared the previous Take Action Thursdays. There were so many good things. So I wanted to share maybe a couple different things on this call tonight. So one of the number one things we talk about when getting started, and even if you've been in this business for a while, is always having an active list, right? You always want to have an active list. You're not taking people off just because they said no, right? But if you're new, or if you don't already have an active list, you need an active list, and always adding to your list. So there will be random times where I just randomly think of somebody. I'm like, oh my God, I just thought about them. I haven't spoken to them in years, or somehow I came across them on Facebook, and I write them down on my list to reconnect with them, or to eventually ask them if they're going to be open, right? And so having that list, and if you don't have a list already, I want you to put your list into 3 different categories, because this really kind of simplifies it. The first list I want you to make are people that you think of essentially for the product. Maybe they're coffee lovers. Maybe they need more energy. Maybe they're really into health. Maybe they're on a weight loss journey. Maybe they need more happiness in their life, whatever it may be. Someone that you just automatically think for the product, I want you to put on that list of potential customers, right? People that you're eventually going to reach out to. Second list, I want you to think of people for the business, for the opportunity. People, again, you want to do life with. You want to offer this opportunity to. And there's a lot of different ways to think about that. It could be, again, somebody close to you, like a good friend, a best friend. It could be somebody that maybe you know that you really value, their work ethic, and hey, maybe they have a great network. Maybe you think they have a great personality and they would be great at this opportunity, and you want to work with them. It doesn't always have to be somebody that you know, that's your family member, right? So I want you to think outside the box there. And you're going to always add to your list, right? The third list, which is one of my personal favorites, is we call the chicken list. People that you think are too. So they're too happy, they're too rich, they're too skinny, they're too good to talk to you, right? We always tell ourselves all these things. That's really not true. You never know what's going behind closed doors. You don't know if someone really needs this product or needs this opportunity, right? But sometimes we talk ourselves out, or we prejudge, and I encourage you not to prejudge, because you could be taking a blessing away from somebody when they need it most. Remember, our job is to ask if someone's open to share a product, to share an opportunity, to share some happy coffee with them, right? So I I want you to put people on your chicken list. Everybody has a chicken list. I'm sure Judy has a chicken list. Everybody has a chicken list. So I want you to write some people on that chicken list, and I want you to take a second now and write a couple names, because I'm going to challenge you after this call. I want you to reach out to 2 people on your chicken list after this call. Promise you'll feel really good once you reach out to them. And just asking if they're open to taking a look, right? Maybe it's for the product, maybe it's for the opportunity, but I want to get you into action and get you a little uncomfortable. And if they say no, it's okay. I promise you, you're going to live, you're going to survive. But you're going to be really happy that you did. And hey, they might say, thanks so much. I was actually praying on that. I really, was looking for an opportunity. Or, hey, I love coffee. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I'd love to try it. And hey, if they say no, that's okay. Sometimes no is just a not now, right? But again, chicken list. So, quick tip, if you normally pick up the phone and call your friend, don't just text them a message and prospect them. Pick up the phone and have a conversation like you normally would, right? Don't change because now this is a business, right? Remember to use the tools and connect. So don't be the tool. And this is obviously the 4 simple steps, but always, be excited. Ask if people are open, sharing your story and connecting them to a tool, connecting them to a video, connecting them to somebody else other than yourself. That is duplicatable. Voice memo is a powerful tool on Messenger. People can hear the excitement in your voice. So if you're using Facebook Messenger, and I know some people don't like to use it, but it is really, really powerful because, again, you cannot hear excitement in a text message. Sure, we can send some exclamation marks and some emojis, but voice memo is really cool. Plus, it saves you a lot of time, too, just sending a voice memo. I love them. Lead with 30-day trials. That's one of our recommendations always is whatever you're gonna lead with, or whatever your verbiage is, right? If you lead with a sample, that's all they know. So I always start with a 30-day trial. That's how most people get started. This is why I recommend you're leading your people, right? So some action steps here. Personal development. And I'm sure you've heard this multiple times, but it's so, so important. How much personal development are you doing a day? I like to do personal development, put it on while I'm in the car or, if I'm jumping in the shower. So something on in the background, so I'm listening to it. I'm not having to sit here, right? While I'm working my business, I'm focused on that. So maybe I'm driving, or maybe you're on your way to work, or whatever that may be, but there's no reason why you don't have time is what I'm saying. So fit it in somewhere. I think 15 minutes is it's just something I would recommend in the morning. That way, if anything comes your way that day, you've already prepared yourself because you've already listened to that personal development. You already feel good, better than you did before. So that is so, so important, personal development. And, I would even recommend listening to more. If you like books or if you like Audible, hey, there's so much free personal development on YouTube. Jump on there and start searching. And if you don't know where to start, message someone that does. They'll lead you in the right direction. So blitzes, 15-minute timers. So in our team, we do blitzes. And what that means essentially is whether we're doing them daily at home, blitzing on our own, or we're on a team call and we do them together, which is really fun because we're just working together. We set the timer 15 minutes, and essentially we're just sending out our messages in 15 minutes. We're not doing anything else. We're not scrolling on Facebook. We're not making a post. We're not making breakfast. We're not playing with the kids. We're not playing with the dogs. We are 15 minutes focused on building our business. And that could even be follow-up messages, but usually new messages. And in those 15 minutes, it could be other things you're doing too, right? So You could be, 15 minutes of, doing your story on Facebook, doing your Facebook post, commenting on some people. Then the next 15 minutes, you're doing your follow-ups. Then the next 15, whatever that may be. But essentially, you want to set that timer, because we all know, especially me, I get sidetracked. I'll go do a bunch of other things, and then I won't complete anything. So it's important to stay focused on one thing. And you'd be surprised if you save messages. Like, I love to save things that I'm constantly copying, pasting. For example, sharing, have you heard the happy coffee everyone's talking about? Copy, paste, right? Simple. A video, copy, paste, simple. If you have an iPhone, you can do shortcuts. Directions on how to take the product, copy, paste. So same thing, if you're, adding somebody on Facebook, they accept your friend request, you can have the same copy paste message for the most part, unless maybe there's something you want to change. But this doesn't take long. That's my point. You can actually get a lot done in 15 minutes if you just stay focused on that task. So I want you to set business goals. But with that in mind, never put a timeline on your success. So what I mean by that is, it doesn't matter how long it takes to reach your goal. You're going to keep going and you're going to stay focused. Never put a timeline on your success, because we don't know how long it's going to take you. You don't know how long it's going to take you, right? So setting business goals, and remember, a goal essentially is just a guess. So for example, let's just say you just got started and you're like, I want to go star this month, and maybe you just missed star. That's okay. Celebrate the fact that you're building your business. Celebrate how far you've come in your business. Celebrate what you're doing every day. Celebrate everything you've done. But it's okay to not be exact on your goals. It's just a guess, right? But I suggest when you set your goals, and maybe get with an accountability partner, or get with somebody that would be good at goal setting in your leadership upline, and say, hey, I want to set some goals, and they'll help you break it down. But I think it's really simple to know and to have goals, and think bigger. Think bigger. That's one of the biggest tips I can give you. Think of what's going to push you, what's going to excite you, what's your vision for your future. You have the power to make this happen with our company, with our products, and with our opportunity. So think about what, and hey, maybe it's not a rank goal. Maybe you just want to sign up a couple customers this month. That's an amazing goal. But write them down, put them somewhere where you can see them every day when you're building your business. So Facebook or an Instagram launch post, keep in mind, obviously there's lots of different social media platforms. So whatever one it is that you're using, have you done your launch post yet? This is really important, and you can have a lot of traction, especially if you are building on social media. Have you done yours for Happy Coffee? Have you done yours for the peach tea? This has been a great tool, and I'm not going to go on how to do a curiosity post, but making sure that you are doing your Facebook launch post. And when you're doing that, or you're doing your peach tea or whatever post you're doing at any time, curiosity post, or even if it's about the business, you always want to share your struggle. Then you got introduced to X product, right? You got to introduce these products, got to introduce this business opportunity, and then share the result. People will connect more with the struggle and who you are and what you went through than the success of the result. So it's really important not to just say, hey, I quit my job, I lost 20 pounds, amazing, I feel great. Yeah, people want to know what you went through, because that's where they're at, and that's really what they're going to connect with. So it's super important, and that's just being vulnerable. And I know sometimes it's hard to open up and share, but you never know who you can help, who you can inspire, simply by doing that. And when you're doing these posts, make sure it's photos of you, People follow you for you. Don't be putting product photos out there. Don't be just putting a mug. Don't be putting stock photos from the internet and just benefits. People follow you for you. So have some photos on your phone that you like of yourself. Take some, and that way you have it when you want to do these posts. I would suggest Facebook, Instagram, again, whatever it is that you're using, post every week, like an actual post of either, so maybe I would recommend scheduling out what you want to post, right? I think that's important to say, okay, I'm going to organize myself and say, on Wednesday is going to be my product testimonial post, and every Wednesday, that's what I'm going to do, right? So whether it's a product post or it's a business post of sharing a story, I would say do that once a week. And then of course, there's going to be other things, you giving value, family, things you enjoy, things like that. But I would say do a post like that once a week. I know on a lot of these trainings, we've talked about Facebook stories, Instagram stories. Phenomenal to keep the curiosity. You're dripping on people. People are seeing it. If you're not using that tool, highly recommend you use the tool. Use the stories in the community. There's tons of these like little pretty flyers. Copy and save them on your phone. Steal them, take them. That's what they're there for if you see them. Ask on polls for the sale. Ask if people are wanting to get started or they want trials. Ask them. Would I do that every day? No, but when you're doing your stories, yeah, absolutely. You want people to click that, right? So this is a really good one that I think people don't realize with Facebook. So every single person that likes or comments on your post is a lead, okay? Meaning they follow you and they like your post, right? So they become a prospect once you ask them if they're open to a product or opportunity. Don't leave these people just hanging just because they didn't comment on your post saying, me, I want the product, me, I want the opportunity, me, I want the peach tea. If they're liking it, if they're liking it on your stories, you need to go look at that and say, wow, they liked it. That is saying, yes, I'm going to go have a conversation with that person. So make sure you're doing that. It's just a great way. And I bet you anything that you're generating a ton of leads that you've never reached out or to connect to start a conversation. And another really cool tip is if you go back in your memories, right? So your memories, if you've had Facebook for a while, there's always memories every day, right? Start going in your memories. And whatever posts are on there, go see who commented then or liked. Those are all your new leads. Start reaching out to those people as well. Start re-engaging with those people because they've already liked your stuff in the past, right? So that's another way to reconnect with people too. So again, reach out. Asking people if they're open to taking a look at your product or your opportunity. This is so important. If you haven't done this today, go do it. This is what builds our business. Attraction marketing, the posting, all that is phenomenal. It's great, but we have to be having conversations with people. We have to be asking if people are, hey, do you drink coffee at all? Are you open to taking a look? Hey, I thought of you. Whatever that may be, you have to be having the conversations. We have to be sharing the stories. We have to be exposing people to the tools, right? That is what will build our business. We have to have the conversations and we have to network with people. That's what we are. So I want you to have, if you don't already, have a minimum number per day of people that you're going to prospect no matter what. No matter if you don't feel like it, no matter if, your kids are sick that day, no matter if you've had a crazy busy day, no matter if you're tired, whatever that may be, have that number that you're going to reach out to every single day, new people. And I personally think 10 is a great number if you want your business to grow fast. having 10 new conversations a day, that's going to be a ton. That adds up. But I do believe you should have more than 2 a day. It only takes about 90 seconds to send out a message that we're copy and pasting anyways, in some way, shape, or form, right? So think about that. What can you say I can do every day that will push me, but it won't burden me, right? You don't want to do too much where you can't follow up or you can't meet that and then you let yourself down. So what is that number that you're going to commit to every single day? And with that too, if you guys aren't tracking, you have to track. This is great. This is a 90-day journal. But tracking, you know, who you're reaching out to, your messages, things like that. You have to be organized. It's really important, because you will be following up with people later on and you don't want to leave them hanging. You don't want to forget about them either. So make sure, and hey, maybe it's on a notebook. Maybe it is on Excel or something like that. Whatever it is that works for you. And keep in mind, social media is super powerful, but I want you to know it is okay to still build this business in person. And I know with everything going on right now, it's a little bit different. However, you still can build in person. You can, if you want to pick up the phone and call people, do it. However you want to build your business, just know that social media, we can reach a lot of people. So I encourage you that if you're a belly to belly kind of person, to do a little social media, learn it, still do some of the DMOs there. But if you love building belly to belly and that's your thing, do that as well. Weekly goal. When we had first gotten started, we had like an opportunity call every night that Mark did. And we're so, so grateful for that. And now we obviously have 2 opportunity calls a week and we have the recordings, but I want you to have a goal in mind that every single time there's an opportunity call, a live one that we have twice a week, your goal is to have somebody on that call, at least one person, a guest. I think that's a great goal to have. And if you didn't have someone on that call, you at least showed somebody maybe a recording of the opportunity. If it's an off night, don't make them wait all the way till the next week, right? We have the recorded ones, but let's as a community really load up these opportunity calls, because obviously we all know how powerful they are. And that was truly one of the things that built our business and is still building our business to a massive success. And of course the connect, right? Connecting other people, the 3-way chat with another leader, with somebody else. I would say those are the 2 tools that have just been life-changing in our business. So make sure you're using those. Follow up. It's important to follow up. Fortune's in the follow up. If you don't follow up with your people, they're going to forget. They lose the excitement. It's good to follow up. It's super, super important. So make sure you're following up with your customers. Make sure you're following up with people that are supposed to watch the video. Make sure you're following people up that you sampled. Customers, maybe you've been in the business for a while. Maybe you have some old customers that you need to re-engage. Follow up with them. Share something new with them. Share our phenomenal new peach tea. Share with them our bundles we have this month, which, by the way, people are getting like 28% off on, which is incredible savings. Everyone loves a deal. So we have so many different tools and things we can share with people. So make sure that you're sharing these things. And people love deals. And once a customer, it's easier to make another sale. It's easier for them to say yes once they've already said yes to you initially. So on a quick little side note, I wanted to give this tip because I think this is great for on social media to get your algorithm going. Once a week, post an engaging post. Something like, and you can do this on your polls too, on your stories, but like an actual post with like the block, like the colored box, right? So I did this one the other day and this was really good, and you'll have to kind of play around and see what works, right? But this is the example I'm gonna give you. And hey, you guys can use this, just maybe put a couple emojis in it, change it a little bit. But I said, which would you take? $1 million in Amazon gift cards or $100,000 cash? And I had, by the time I replied to all these people, conversations were going back and forth. I had over 100 comments, and I usually don't get that type of engagement on my Facebook. So I was like, wow, that's really good. That's cool. People like that. They like to give their opinion. And then I went back. If they answer gift card, I said, why? What would you do with the gift card? So I'm having a conversation. Facebook likes that. The algorithm likes that. You're talking to people. It's kind of fun too. So do this once a week. Have fun with it. Think of something fun that you can ask people, and people love giving their opinion, by the way. Okay, so couple tips for customers. If you have a customer that has a story from using the products, by the way, put in the comments, who has a customer that loves the products, that lost weight, that has more energy, that has fallen in love with them, can't go without them, something, right? Like has one customer, at least one. Could have 20, it doesn't matter. But if you have one customer that loves the products, that has a story, right? Go to them and ask them to make a curiosity post for you, and walk them through how to do that. And what I mean by that is you're gonna tell them how to post properly, right? You don't want them giving a picture of the product. You want them to keep the curiosity. You want to help them share their story, right? They don't probably know. So show them how to do that. Help them, have them post it, and you can even incentivize them and say, hey, if you do this, if you're open to doing this, I'll give you a free, couple free samples, maybe of, the new product or the lemonade or the coffee, or maybe what their favorites are, maybe the patches, or hey, maybe you'll take a few bucks off their next order, just get creative, something. People just want something. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. So, and you can even say, hey, would you be open to doing me a favor? And then say, if you do this, I'll do this, right? And I have done this, it does work. So this is the cool thing about that. If they get any interest, so your customer posts and they're also going to tag you in it. And the reason why is so you can watch the post, right? They get any interest, they maybe get some comments or someone messages and says, hey, I need that. You can go back to them and say, hey, I noticed these people, or maybe they told you that they got, messages or whatever that may be. Hey, I noticed these people who are your contacts were open and wanting more info on the Happy Coffee. Do you want to get paid, or would you like me to get paid and sign them up personally? They're your contacts. So in other words, you're just seeing if, hey, maybe they want to do the business because they've already had success with the products. They literally just did what we did. Maybe they do. And hey, if they don't, that's okay. Those are great free referrals, but at least you offered that to them. So that's one way. This is another way. So for all those people that just said yes in the comments, they have customers loving the products, right? Hey, blank to your customer, right? Hey, name. So I could say, hey, Judy, I know you've been loving the Happy Coffee. And I would share her story right back to her. So, hey, I know it's helped you lose 10 pounds and you feel amazing and you have such a phenomenal story. So I'm going to hype it up, which she does have a phenomenal story. She's loving the product. She's lost 10 pounds. She feels phenomenal. Have you ever thought about getting your products for free or making additional income that wouldn't take you away from what you're currently doing? That is an amazing question, by the way, and it does work. Some people will go, how do I get my products for free? That's what most people will say. Some people now might say, well, how do I make extra money? How do I do what you do, right? But sometimes There's, by the way, lots of people that have joined this business that just wanted their products for free at first, and then they all of a sudden they wanted to do more, and that's great too, right? So that's a great segue into a business conversation, into leading them to an opportunity Zoom, into connecting them to a third party, right? Asking them if they've ever thought about getting their products for free or making additional income that wouldn't take away from what they're currently doing. Great question. So ask for the sale. This is one of the biggest things people are scared of doing. For example, let's get you started. Sounds like you're ready to get started. How soon are you looking to lose those 10 pounds and start feeling better? They'll probably say right away or whenever that may be. Great, let's get you started. Ask for the sale. We want to get them started. Quick tip, I recommend offering to put their order in. I'm actually putting in orders tonight. I just need some basic info. I can go ahead and get you set up. Sound good? If not, then send them the link and follow up with them. But I really like signing people up. That way they're in, they don't procrastinate, things like that. Last but not least, plug into trainings just like you're plugging into this training, or if you're catching the recording. What happens with a light, right? A lamp. If you plug it in, it can light up. If you don't plug it in, it can't light up, right? So it's so important to plug in, to keep your fire lit, to hear other people's stories. We have so many, different tools and trainings to plug into, and the best thing is they're all free, right? So it's pretty amazing what we have here. And stay organized, keep a calendar, keep a notebook, set alarms, do whatever you got to do to stay on top of your business. Structure is key to fitting this into your life. I hope you got value tonight out of this. And I know it was probably a lot, but I want you to pick one or two things that you're going to take away from this and start implementing into your business. That's it. Just 1 to 2, because you're probably already doing a phenomenal job working your business. You already know what to do. You don't even need me on this call, but pick 1 to 2 things. And thank you so much for taking time tonight. Judy, thank you so much for asking me to be on this call. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Woo! That was amazing. I'll take the $1 million and Amazon cards, because hey, who doesn't like to go shopping? No, I actually love that. I love that. You gave some great value, and yes, I do have a chicken list. Believe it or not, we all have chicken lists, but you know what? I am motivated. I'm excited. And guess what? I think I'm going to make 2 phone calls and reach out to 2 of those people that are on my chicken list. And I know that sounds crazy, because why do we have a chicken list, right? It's a cup of coffee. Why not just get out there and share it with as many people as can? I love a lot of the tips and tricks, because you guys know, Cassandra, you know even better that I am a belly-to-belly person, but I love all the value that you gave us on Facebook tips, on how we can relate to people and how we can engage them in taking a further look into our business. So a lot of tips, a lot of tricks, a lot of great value. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for sharing all that. Well, you know that's recorded, so I know I need to go back and listen to it again, but I love that we have that opportunity to do that. So again, everyone, let's congratulate Cassandra for giving such an amazing Take Action Thursday. Stay tuned, because next week we have Shanna McDonald from Gig Harbor, Washington, that's going to share her tips and tricks. Again, thank you everybody for joining us on Take Action Thursday. Thanks again, Cassandra. We hope you all have a beautiful, blessed evening. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody. I'll go ahead.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Judy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Cassandra.
Thank you very much.
Everyone, have a great
Thank
night.
you so much, Cassandra.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Cassandra. Thank you.
Night.
Bye.